Hi, my name is Trace Larson, and this is my project and portfolio 7 presentation for Full Sail University Online. My name is Trace Larson, and I'd like to take a minute to speak about my interests, my current but ever-evolving skill set, my mindset for all the things. My interests include first and foremost my family. I love spending time with my family, and they are the driving factor behind everything that I do. Right now, I'm really into researching web development. I love digging into all the cool new features that seem to be debuting every day with the newer technologies that keep on coming out, which seems like every day. And then, marketing. Marketing is something I'm very interested in at the moment, and I want to be better at. I'm reading as much as I can. I'm intaking as much as I can, trying to find out as much as possible about online and offline marketing strategies. Technology and just in general is a clutch for me. I'm always looking into new PC parts, new console gaming, new phone and mobile hardware technologies, of course, programming and web development trends. Anything I can get my hands on. I love technology. Education is a huge part of my life at this point. Full Sail is wholly to blame for this, obviously. But my life and my outlook has been changed positively for forever, and I've grown to love self-educating and instructing. I've also found, that a big part of this is a web development community, and I found it to be fantastic and really intriguing. Some skills that I feel I have a great grasp on, and that I'll be able to grow and evolve in the future, are pretty much as any JavaScript framework. Right now I'm really into React. Create React app and React Native. I love using the MERN stack. The MongoDB and Express. But I've also started building a project that is using Prisma and GraphQL. And Apollo for the framework and state management, all those things. And this has really kind of taught me. Hey, guess what? You want something done in Angular? Fine. Yeah, give me a couple days and I'll get back to you. And I can build you something in Angular. You want something built with a Vue framework? Sure. Give me a couple days and I'll have you something built with a Vue framework. And the same goes with the PHP frameworks, which PHP was initially kind of intimidating to me. But once you get into it and you start working with some Laravel and some Symfony, using some base PHP frameworks, PHP is pretty awesome. It's very powerful and it's got a great community behind it. MVC, Model View Controller, is the meat of the web these days, and it's a great way to stay organized. It is a great methodology for building server-side technologies and front-end technologies. And I feel that through Full Sail, I have a great grasp on how to build any project with MVC. Website design. So, I have become a student. I've become so much more aware of the current design trends, and I know what to look for these design trends, and I know how to, moreover, I know how to produce these design trends, and I love keeping my eye on that, and I think it's a great skill that I have in my tool belt. Graphic design. I've been into graphic design forever at this point. It seems like I've always been messing around with Photoshop and 3D design tools, and so this is something that I really enjoy doing. And logo design was something in the past I had never been very passionate about, but now that I've made a few logos and I kind of understand what I like about making logos, I think this is a valuable asset for me. And then my mindset it is the mindset that pushed me through Full Sail while working a highly demanding job, and that is to always stay positive and upbeat. Above everything else, you gotta stay positive. You gotta keep that can-do attitude. You can't beat yourself up. Say, oh man, I missed a due date on something and I failed, a project, and that's a subject to do with school. But in life also, you can't just because you fail at something, you need to get back up and you need to try again, because if everybody in this world quit if they failed the first time, nobody would get anything done. And then especially when you have something you're trying to get done, you need to I have always had the mindset of avoiding distractions and procrastination. Anything that's gonna, distract me, anything that's gonna pull my attention away from what I'm doing, you know, I've learned to eliminate that, get that away from me. If I got to go to a room and lock myself in there, put on my headphones and just put on some zoned out concentration music. Hey, that's what I do, you know, and that's because at the end of the day, and right here, I love getting things done. I love completing a project, checking something off the list, and moving on to the next part. So let's talk a little bit about my marketing plan. So for my portfolio, I'm going to be using SEO, which is search engine optimization. I'm going to be using analytics right along with that. So as I optimize my portfolio site to be more efficient with search engines, I've got that analytics app that's in my hand all the time, and I'm always looking up what's the next thing I need to do. What haven't I done to get more traffic to my website? Indirectly, because using SEO and analytics, for a website like mine isn't going to be my strongest source of visitors. And then utilizing social media on a daily at this point. I've made a Facebook business page. I've got I made a Twitter business account, an Instagram business account, and I'm kind of following a model with other people that are marketing their online services. But just kind of throwing out some advertisements here and there, just kind of giving some helpful hints to people, and kind of, becoming a resource and an asset for people who I may not even know yet. So, and then the in-person visits, talking to somebody, let them know, hey, check out my website, Larson.media. If you ever need a website, you just want to check out some cool stuff that I've done, there you go. Cold calling, businesses. I need a client, like, hey, check out my portfolio. Maybe you're the owner and you don't really need a website yet, but hey, maybe I can be that guy for you. Physical media works in the same way. Business cards, pamphlets, flyers. A local web developer that I've talked to that runs his own freelance business told me, if you got somebody there that you may talk to, and they may not even realize they need a website yet, but you can get them started thinking that way, and then once they do come around, hey, they've got that physical business card in their hand. They're like, hey, remember that guy Trace? I didn't need a website then, but I do now, and that guy seemed like he knew what he was talking about. And then for me, local newspapers and stuff, radio. I'm in a really small community, so this is a really powerful asset for me. That my community newspaper is really open to the community communicating and advertising there, and so this is going to be a nice thing to get some local people to come visit my portfolio. And then like other offline centered strategies, networking with other freelancers and developers, trying to meet new people, trying to, maybe I meet another freelancer, another web developer that he just got a big project and he's not going to be able, and he needs some help on it, so he's going to outsource some of that to me, and then vice versa. Community programs. There's a lot of fundraisers that go on, community Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, yearly festivals that my town puts on that I can be a big part of helping, fundraisers and stuff. And then existing relationships that I plan on leveraging. I also run a small time, just a business where I've helped quite a few people fix their computers, has set up home networks for them, and I've kind of become an asset and a resource for people who don't know how to deal with technology. So this is where I plan on helping them out, and then possibly turning them onto some to my portfolio and some websites. So let's take a look at my portfolio. So right here you have my homepage. It's got my 6 projects initially right here. I've in the process of adding some new ones. I recently have done a logo for a local soccer team, and I have also completed a website for a local bar and grill. And I'm gonna add these up here as soon as possible. But so these cards here are all animated, and as you can just real quick the overview, you can see there's I tried to go with a very clean, minimalistic design with a white and gray simple logo at the top, with my social links at the bottom and the footer. And if you mouse over one of these cards, you get a brief description of what the project is. And these down here with the GitHub symbol, these take you to the GitHub repo after the summary, which the summary looks like this here. And then, on the summary, you're going to see a featured image and then a brief overview of what the project is. And then you're going to see some screenshots of the project. And if it's live, you've got a link there. And then for the GitHub page, have the same overview, but it's going to link you to the repo. And then over here, I've got my About Me page, which has just some quick information about me, my LinkedIn profile, a contact link, so if people want to try and get a copy of my resume. And then I've got some, again, I've put my social media links up there. And next, I've got my services page, which this is just a kind of a base of what I think I can offer. I may trim this down, make it fewer options, less confusing. But for now, I think this is what I'm going to go with, and it's just my base services for my websites, and websites got extra features, or managed websites, and with built-in CMSs like Drupal and WordPress, and custom solutions like any of the skills that I've learned, iOS, like building iOS and Android apps, database work, PHP and JavaScript framework. If somebody needs an API, e-commerce, social media marketing, SEO. Stuff like that I also offer. And then hosting plans, I'll also offer, as well as data management, data backup plans as well. And then here's my blog page. So this blog page, every time I add a blog post, it's gonna accumulate here, and this is an overview where you can, if you want to, you can share this post on social media. And then if you click on the read more, you're gonna come to the full blog post. And for this one, I just went over commercial website design, part 1, color theory. Next up, I'm going to move on to things such as like fonts and stuff like that. It's going to be like part of 3-part series here. And then here, my contact page. Right now, it's just got my email. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable releasing my mailing address and phone number just yet. But if you don't want to contact me through this email link, you can anonymously not anonymously, you have to send me your email, but you can use this form and send me a message that will go to my email inbox. And so take a look at my old portfolio, which was just a base WordPress theme website that I added some content to. Really served as a blog for my last portfolio class. And so you can blog over here. You got like a brief overview about me, and then my links to different blog posts at the bottom. You've got some videos, some code walkthroughs that I did, and some YouTube videos that concerned a team project that I did to create a shopping cart application, an agile team framework, kind of little blog there, kind of status tracker to keep up of where I thought we were in the agile, which agile team phase we were in, and then a contact page. And that's a wrap. I want to thank you for watching this presentation of my portfolio website and viewing my progress throughout this month, and for listening to my marketing strategies and learning a bit about me. So once again, this is my presentation for Project and Portfolio 7. My name is Trace Larson, and have a great day.